Joining me now, former National Security Advisor under President Trump, H.R. McMaster. He also has a Ph.D. in military history, and he's got a great book out that talks about this challenge of Ukraine and Russia called Battlegrounds, the fight to defend the free world. Hey, General, great to see you. Are you ready to turn the page? Are we no longer a superpower?
Hey, I'm not ready, Brian. But this is the narrative that Fareed's been on, others have been on for a long time, right? This is our tendency towards self-flagellation, right? And a willingness, I think, to surrender leadership on the part of some of our elites who adhere to some kind of sort of a cosmopolitanism, right? Based on the belief that what's going to emerge in the world is some kind of a right? We can work through the UN and international organizations. Well, what you're seeing is all of that's nonsense, right? What really is important are really relationships between countries that share our values and our principles, and that actually have the power and the will to work together, right? To prevent conflict, to respond to the kind of crisis we see in Ukraine. And so I think far from it being over, I think what you see now is that United States leadership is more important to the world than ever.
And I think people are recognizing that. I don't mind if Europe takes the lead if we make that decision, but I'd hate to think Europe takes the lead because we left a vacuum. And General, right now, and you disabuse me of this thought, I think this is a historic moment to remove a cancer that's been with us for 20 years. We don't have a Russia problem. It seems to be a Putin problem. Tell me what we need to make sure the Ukrainians prevail. What do we need to do?
Right. Well, you just said it, right? We have to make sure that Russia fails, that Ukraine is victorious. I think the other thing that we have to be able to do is obviously continue to mitigate this humanitarian crisis. But as you're mentioning, right, I mean, there's an opportunity, thanks to the courage and the sacrifice and the resilience of the Ukrainian people. There's an opportunity, Brian, I think, to win Cold War II right now, right? And I think because we're seeing with a high degree of clarity how important it is to meet
General, we were
strength.
splitting the screen with you with scenes from Friday's rally, President Putin's rally. Big crowd, big stadium, a lot of pomps and circumstance. Does that show you that he still got power, that he still has popularity?
Hey, Brian, it looks like weakness to me, right? And whenever he appears to try to appear strong, it's to mask weakness, right? This is the guy who likes to ride around shirtless on horseback, right? And to film himself, in judo sessions and so forth. It's bravado. But I think what's going to happen, Brian, here is the cost of his ineptitude, right? Of his poor strategic decisions, of making all the wrong assumptions about Ukraine. It's going to come back to hurt him badly. We've seen the numbers of casualties that have been inflicted on the Russian forces. He's in the past tried his best to hide casualties. Back in 2014, back when we clashed with Russian mercenaries in Syria and killed hundreds of them, they tried to hide those killed in action. So it's hard to predict, Brian. But, whenever he portrays strength like that, like at that rally, I think it actually betrays profound weakness.
General, I don't know if this would have been done if you were the National Security Advisor, but at the same time, we're trying to support Ukraine's win or sustaining, stopping Russia from winning in Ukraine. There's a deal to be revitalized, the 2015 Iranian JCPOA. And we don't know any details, but we know Russia is representing us with Iran. What's going to be the outcome here, and do we have to live with it?
The outcome will be disastrous if we re-enter the Iran nuclear deal under these conditions, with Russia as the guarantor of the agreement, really. And then, of course, what this is going to do, and you're already starting to see the payoffs being made to the Iranians, is that it's just going to give them more resources to intensify their 4-decade-long proxy war against us. And you played, the clip from Fareed, and he's talking about the lack of support from the Emiratis and the Saudis. Hey, the reason for that is we look weak. We're supplicating to the Iranians. We took away the designation of the Houthis, who are in Yemen, not only inflicting horrible losses on the Yemenis people, but they're also using drones and missiles to attack the Emiratis and the Saudis, and we're doing nothing about that, right? We won't designate them a terrorist organization. They're an Iranian proxy force because we don't want to hurt the feelings of the Iranians, right? So I think this really makes no sense. This isn't the end of American power, as Fareed said. It just is evidence of a really idiotic policy toward the Iranians, based, again, on a flawed assumption, right, that Iran, if we welcome them back into the order, they'll moderate their behavior. And we forget to consider not only the record of this 4-decade-long proxy war against the United States, Israel, their Arab neighbors, but the ideology of the revolution. They really believe in the ideology of the revolution, and they are a government that is hostile to the United States.
General, they're not saying we're not powerful. They're saying we don't agree with your choice of Iran over us, over UAE, over Oman, all the countries that were signing up for the Abraham Accords, who honestly could see that Israel was not their problem, that Iran was. So it's the undoing of the success because maybe perhaps Donald Trump was a part of it, and maybe because you were a part of it and everybody else, they just want to have their own signature on this. And it's blowing up the Middle East and the Eastern Europe. Hopefully we'll have good resolve on both. General, thanks so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.